this station we are going over manual muscle testing for the wrist and the hand, and just sort of taking a step back a little bit towards the practical demonstration. And I don't want to get too bogged down in it, but there's a lot of different muscles and a lot of different kinds of movements you can do with the hands and the wrist. Just try to know one muscle for each movement and know where to palpate that for if they score below a 3 on the manual muscle test. And the exact techniques that are testable are on this sheet, which is on Canvas. What you don't have to know for the test is extension at DIP and PIP for manual muscle testing, but you do have to know it for range of motion. A little helpful clue, if in case you get into the exam and you forget, like, oh, what muscle is it? I can't remember. Oh, where do I place my hand? Woe is me. If you're testing flexion, the muscle is probably going to be, well, it's definitely going to be proximal to the joint and on the same side that you're coming towards. So if you're testing flexion of the MCP, for instance, just feeling generally at the wrist, that seems reasonable. If you're testing extension at the wrist, feeling on the other side, that's probably a fair place to start. Try to remember exactly where the muscle is located, but if you don't, then that is fine. So why don't we get into the exact movements? The first two that we're going to do are pronation and supination. And for almost every movement in this part of the module, the person has their hand either flat on the table or thumb up, depending on if it's against gravity or gravity eliminated. The exceptions are pronation and supination, and ulnar deviation, which we can go over afterwards. So hi Emma, how are you doing?
I'm okay.
You okay? Are you down to do some cool movements with me? Sweet. I'm going to get you facing me in the chair. Your knees are at 90 degrees, sitting up nice and tall. Elbows at your side so that the elbows aren't doing any compensatory movements with you. We want to isolate the exact joint that we're testing and the exact muscles. So let's go over a little functional screen. I want you to have your thumbs to the ceiling, okay? And then palms up, palms down, go again, up, down. All right, with your thumb to the ceiling, we're gonna make a fist, and then extend the fingers. We're gonna do that palm up, fist, extend, palm down, fist, extend. Nice. Now I would like you to go like this, like your hands are waving to each other. Good. So we've done, other than ulnar deviation, the functional screen for every single joint at this point. And for ulnar deviation, the person is prone on the table. Yeah. Yes. So yeah, you're welcome. So we're going to do pronation and supination manual muscle testing now. So Emma, I'd like you to, we're going to do the right arm. We're going to keep it at our side like this, so don't let your elbow come out. And I'm going to test pronation, so palm facing the ground. Supination, you're holding your soup. So I'm going to grab onto your wrist, okay? So bring your wrist with your palm facing on the ground, all right? And don't let me move you. Nice. And I can feel your elbow coming out. I should ask, do you have any pre-existing injuries? No? Okay. And then I'm going to get you with your palm facing to the ceiling, all right? I'm going to try to move your hand and don't let me move it. Okay. We'll do gravity eliminated now. So for both pronation and supination, you have the person at 90 degrees like this. You're supporting around the elbow, and the muscles that you have to palpate for this, for pronation, it's pronator teres. For supination, it's supinator. So they're sort of giveaways. To find pronator teres, and that is the muscle that's moving your palm away from your face. You're going to find the head of the bicep, so the inside part of the elbow, and go a little bit distal to that. So I'd like you to wave your hand in that direction. Nice. And I felt it activate. Pronator. Now we're going to test for supinator. So to find the supinator muscle, you're finding the head of the radius, and it's a bony prominence on the outside part of your elbow. And you're going a little bit up the forearm, maybe an inch or two. So Emma, can you turn your palm towards your face? Didn't quite find it. Try again. Yeah, I felt it that time. So that is gravity eliminated for pronation and supination. You rest here.